Yeah, so I just we've been working together, and it's kind of like we're wrapping up the one-to-one part of the mastermind, but it's not the end of our relationship. But I just want to say thank you so much for the time that I've had, because you pull together everything from what is my message, who is my audience,
Mm.
what's the transformation, and then my unique gifting to pull it all together with the use of live video. You just pulled it all together in a way that nobody else really could have or has.
Mm.
And so as we're finishing up, I'm laughing because there's so many assignments that I have not completed, but I'm happy with myself in that I can see the tremendous growth, and you've given me the tools, those, frameworks and the templates and whatever else that I haven't done that we didn't get to. I hope you'll, load it and give it to me, because just like Claudia just shared, I'm going to dig deeper now into it.
Mhm.
I'm at a different phase, I think, in my life too, where I am now able to prioritize. I feel like I've gone through a rite of passage the past 30 to 60 days heading into the new year.
Mhm.
And I started the end, I did the end of the year closing already with different types of challenges and consecrations. Then I went into January, remember, with that wisdom challenge, and I kind of fused in the going live with that
Mhm.
and learned a lot there. And so now I'm kind of like just kind of taking a deep breath that maybe other people took at the end of the year and the beginning of the year that I didn't take because I was in preparation.
Mhm.
But I feel that I have what I need, and it's going to be fun to figure out in the next 30 to 60, 90 days,
Mhm.
what that's going to look like in terms of a challenge, in terms of my messaging and all of that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I just had to thank you for that. Um, I just have to say thank you.
Oh, I really appreciate that. I'm really grateful. When I was watching your video, the last one that you did, I was like,
Mm.
yes, let's do it. And then I was waiting at the end. I was like, okay, let me hear how she's going to transition into a call to action. And you did it very well.
Oh,
I was very proud. When I saw the way you transitioned into, even though the message that you're sharing right now is very broad, you know
yes.
with regards to wisdom challenge and all of
Mhm.
that, and the biblical principles, and all of that. I think it's like a beginning stage
Mhm.
for your because again, it comes with practice. you know Messaging comes with practice. The more you talk to your audience, the more you're going to know who your beginners, your rookies, and so that as you're talking to them, even in your mind, when somebody messages, adds a comment to you, you can tell this is a rookie,
Mhm.
right? And it comes with practice. It comes with you,
Yes.
sharing your message with your audience, and being out there. So I'm really grateful for every opportunity every day we've had to do this. And so what I want to do right now is I'd like to
Mhm.
know, like, where are things with regards to
Yeah.
preparation for the challenge. And then I realized that we have one more to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we started 1 week late in January,
Ah,
and you still
okay.
had a month,
Ah,
after that.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're going to still
That's
do one
helpful.
more. I
That's
know.
helpful.
Yeah, so I when I saw that this morning, I was just like, oh, great. So we're still gonna, because I was actually paying salaries, and I was like, oh, okay, it's actually 3 weeks we've done in in
Wow.
this month. And I was like, oh, okay,
Well,
so Karen still has one.
that's exactly what I need, because I really didn't get a chance to lay into the challenge project
Yeah.
the way I wanted to. And I didn't beat myself up about it, and I've made my peace
Mm-hmm.
with it. Uh, if today had to be the last time that we
Mm-hmm.
worked on it one-to-one,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I've just done so many. I've been through a rite of passage, with
Right.
personally and all of this stuff, and so I needed that extra week. I haven't done anything else except that what I've been doing is I haven't done anything, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about it.
Mhm,
So the assimilation is there
mhm, mhm,
with everything that I'm doing. You know, I'm merging now what
mhm,
it looks like to be this thought leader slash movement maker for
mhm,
women who are high achieving, overwhelmed,
mhm,
and who need to reconnect, reconnect with their power. And I looked at my golden message, and I kind of looked at another rendition that I kind of had.
mhm,
And it's like, high achieving women disrupt the cycles of overwhelm, reclaim their empowered identity, using my system, da 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 da. And
mhm,
then it's like, then I'm looking at my golden message again, better than ever you movement, underserved and overlooked women,
mhm,
helping them reconnect. So I'm kind of merging those together.
mhm.
And now, believe it or not, teacher mentor, I feel that I'm closing in on a message that I will feel comfortable with to go live on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So everything I've been doing for me was practice, as you
Mhm,
mentioned. I was
mhm,
getting into the habit of it with the Wisdom Challenge material I'm familiar with, an audience that kind of knows me already and that is kind of warm in terms
mhm,
of hearing me and supporting me and engaging, maybe
mhm,
not necessarily purchasing, but it was good practice for me. So
mhm,
there's kind of two things I wanted to bring up before we go into what you have. The
mhm.
first one is when I'm using StreamYard, evidently, I don't think I'm turning on the comments, or I don't think I'm hitting the comments button because I'm not seeing the comments in real time.
I
So
see.
that's something I'm going to have to, I'm going to practice. I'm just telling you that's something I'm going to practice
Yes.
with, because I
Mhm.
know it's a feature that works, and I know that it has worked before when I played around with it.
I see.
So in terms of my growth or feedback to myself, constructive, I've got to play around with the live comment feature
Okay.
so that I can respond. The other thing that happened when I
Do
went back to,
people, before we go to that, do people, do you have live comments? Have you had some live comments?
I haven't, and
Okay.
I noticed that when you were commenting in Facebook in real time, I I was thinking that StreamYard should have picked that up, or if I had my comments on.
So, so what happened? What happened was that I wasn't there live.
Okay, okay, good.
So,
All right.
I thought I was gonna come live, but then
Mhm.
I was like, the
Yeah,
next time I
yeah.
checked Facebook and I was like, oh no, Karen was live,
Oh,
so
good.
so
Okay,
I started watching it,
okay,
and as I was watching it, I was commenting.
great. I
So
just
it's
wanted to
going
know.
to, so it's going to record it as
Yes,
if I was, there. It would say when I said it, and it would, so some
yes.
of it will not come to you until, I got to the end
Uh-huh.
of the video. So
Okay.
I think if that's the reason why you're thinking your comment is not working, then it is
Mhm.
working.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I wanted to know. Thank you. And thank you for commenting. That was great.
Okay. Yeah.
Great practice for me again to be able
Mhm.
to respond and to know what to say to promote the engagement. Okay, so
Yes.
the second thing I noticed as a result of this activity the second time around was when I went in to repurpose on Descript, guess what? They had updated. And I had to laugh and talk myself down. I kind of had you in my head to
Yeah.
stay calm and so what their feature before, when we were able to just cut the clips and copy them, I
Mhm.
stayed up and did that and had all of my clips saved, but I was too tired to download them, and I went to bed, and the next day they had upgraded their platform. So I had like 25 clips. I was set for
Wow.
the month.
But
And
so now you don't know how to do that,
well,
right?
what they did was, and the clips might still be there,
Uh-huh.
but what they did was they converted to a platform. They said, "Oh, we're making it easier. You can
Yeah,
just download it directly to Adobe, whatever the two editor choice."
I know.
And I'm like, I don't want to
I
do the
don't
editing.
want
I'm not
it.
that fancy. I want the plain applesauce, please. And so I played around with it. I don't think it was there anymore.
No, it's
Um,
still there. It's still
okay.
there. It's still,
Whew.
except, do you have a paid version, or
Yeah,
it's
I'm
okay?
paying the minimum, like 30 bucks a month or something.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so if you have that, then what you will do is you will go to the one that says the classic option.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see if I can even open the script right here. Um
Yeah, I talked myself from a meltdown.
I
Um,
know.
I
I can
had almost
imagine.
30 clips.
I know, I know. I've had the same. I've had to fight this script over the last couple of months. Because what usually happens is they think they're solving the problem, but it's
Yeah,
actually more like they're complicating the problem, right?
yeah. I'm a, what
So,
do they call it? I'm a friendly user. I'm not a master, and
uh-huh,
I
uh-huh,
had that process down pat. Okay, I see
uh-huh.
where you're pointing.
So you see now, you
Mhm,
see here it says new classic project,
mhm.
and then it says new project.
Yes.
Because they want you to start using this one. Actually, as a matter of fact, this one is much better,
Okay.
to do a lot of, you can play around with it when you get to that. But right now, I don't want you to waste time doing
No,
this
no.
one. So anything that you have on the classic, you still have it, and you would see classic. So
Mhm.
this is like in my, when you sign in your
Yes.
drive, you're gonna see all your projects, right? Now, if I click on this one, because this one right here, it doesn't have
Mhm.
classic in front of it. It means if I click on it, it's going to take me to the new model, okay?
Okay. All
Where
right.
you do all that, okay? But I don't want that, okay? So I'm going to go back to my folder,
Mhm.
right? And I'm going to look for the same video that says classic behind it. And I'm going to click on that, and you can see it's still the same way we know how.
Yes.
So what you want to do is you just want to go back to your drive. If you click on this D up here,
Mm-hmm.
you click on it, it brings you back to your drive,
Okay.
and then look for the project that has classic behind it
Mm-hmm.
or beside it, and you'll be able to do your edits.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I almost had a meltdown and I had to talk
Yeah.
myself down from that because I was like, I have a system, I have a month's worth of clips.
Yeah.
And I was concerned too because I saw when I looked at my Instagram feed how I needed to vary things up a little bit. It's like
Yeah.
they're nice to me talking right now, but
Yeah.
I don't want to show them that every single day or that be the only thing they see. And so I
Mhm.
thought, fine, I can load those clips and I can go back and put in some other things that will
Yeah,
take me back to the original messaging that we're talking about. And when
absolutely.
that happened, I just, took a nap. I was like, I'll take a break. And so I'm glad I did. All
Yeah.
right. So those were the two things that I had
Awesome.
to ask you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah. So those are very important. And I love the way you said you have a month's worth of content. And this is exactly what I do, you just lay it out there. Even if it doesn't look perfect, it's just
Mhm.
there so that people know that I'm there,
Yes.
and I'm there, and the way reels work, is it keeps you top of mind, right? It keeps you top of mind. I keep hearing her. She's everywhere,
Mhm.
she's,
Mhm.
and she said, so that's what Reels will do. And as a matter of fact, I stopped doing that because I stopped posting Reels because I didn't have space for more clients at that in
Yes.
beginning of the month, of January. Now I put everything back in order, and reels are coming out. All the
Mhm.
platforms
Yeah,
are reels.
I'm enjoying them.
Yeah. So and some of my clients also would say the same, where, like some of my done for you clients
Mhm.
would say, I put a pause on the reels because I don't have space for clients
Okay.
right now. So,
Right.
but that's the thing. When your message is very clear, your reels would just keep bringing in clients, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the next level now is your challenge.
Right.
We said we're looking at, actually there was something that you said that made
Mhm.
me, I wanted to ask you something. So you said your ideal clients are high achieving women.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at the golden message we worked with last week, which is something we've been, excuse me, evolving.
Mhm.
And I compared it to something else that I did recently. And I'm like, I have to merge these two kind of together. They're both. So I'm going to, on my golden message, the working message we used last week, the Better Than Ever You movement helps overlooked, underserved women
Mhm.
reconnect with themselves and their dreams so that
Mhm.
they can enjoy a life of prosperity without sacrificing their health, relationships, and finances.
Mhm.
And then the challenge idea was to disrupt overwhelm and reconnect yourself with yourself so that you can dream again. Da, da, da. So then this other version that I have,
Mhm.
when people say, you know, what do? You know, I'm a transformational coach who helps high achieving women disrupt cycles of overwhelm in their lives and reclaim their empowered identity. So it's kind of like this, yeah,
So the question that I have and that
yeah,
popped to my head as soon as you said
uh,
over high achieving
yeah,
is the question is, do they see themselves at the
yeah.
point where they see you, where they meet
Mm-hmm,
you and they need your help? Do they
mm-hmm.
see themselves as high achieving?
Um, I think I would say yes. However, I don't have enough data or a video interaction to back that up. So I guess it's something that in terms of, I guess I'm thinking if as I move forward into the what I call my LinkedIn audience,
Mhm.
I guess that was language I was looking for to use with them.
I see.
But I don't necessarily have to be married to that because really the assumption is all women are high achieving, not trying to be funny. If they're, you know, if they're in the marketplace working,
Yeah.
whether they're professional, whatever their classification, a working woman who's earning a living wage
Mhm.
is high achieving by
Absolutely.
definition.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They
And
are.
so I should just speak to them that way and not
Yeah.
have to, I should be telling them you're a high achieving woman. And I
Absolutely.
respect you because you're high achieving. I should be
Absolutely.
calling them high achieving
Mhm.
as a
Mhm.
compliment and as a way of their identity, shaping their identity and affirming
Mhm.
their commitment and their value and their achievements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and their efforts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that because it's extremely important that you're calling them what they see themselves
Yes,
as.
yes,
You
exactly.
understand? Because if you say, if you know, if someone is overwhelmed and you
Mm,
say, hey, I achiever, they'll look
mm,
away because they
mm.
don't think you're talking to them.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's part of your process. Now,
Mm-hmm.
calling them high achievers is actually part of your process. It's not the entryway
Yes.
of them seeing you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So because I remember there was a year I studied the Proverbs 31 woman,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that it was for the very first time that year, I realized that that woman was actually the king's mother talking
Mm-hmm.
to his son about a wife,
Yes.
the kind of wife to marry.
Right.
Right. And from that perspective, when I saw that year, I was like, okay, so this woman is actually a kingmaker. She's
Yes.
designing the woman, the son, and helping her to find,
Yep.
a wife, right? Some
Yeah.
kind of a thing like that,
Yeah.
right? So it's more of your side. I mean, um your role as a kingmaker
Yeah.
is you calling them and helping them get their identity back, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't
Yeah.
have that identity right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Their experience right now says otherwise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's good.
So
Good
it's good.
observation.
Yeah, it's good for you as you begin to talk about it and all that you're not talking to the high achiever, talk
Mm-hmm.
to the one that feels overwhelmed and underserved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And as they come in, they're coming to get their identity renewed,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
So then when
By
I
the way,
look at
you
the
look really
statements,
lovely today. I forgot to say that.
oh, thank you.
I love
I've been going, you know me, I'm always going through some
I know.
changes. Right? If I could, this is the way I'd like to look all the time.
Yeah.
We'll see. I've been exercising and working out and dancing. Like I told you, I've been through a rite of passage.
Yeah.
And so I'm coming out, I guess, on the other side
Amen.
and this is who she is right now. So, but listen, when I put the when I put the two together, it's like, so I help overlooked, underserved women. I'm
Mhm.
comparing the two now.
Yeah.
So the golden message is reconnect with themselves and their dreams
Mhm.
so that they can enjoy a life of prosperity without
Mhm.
sacrificing their health, relationships, finances, which I love. Then
Mhm.
I'm looking at the other side, then taking out the high achieving, but I'm a
Mhm.
transformational coach, da 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 da, who
Mhm.
helps overlooked, underserved women
Mhm.
disrupt cycles of overwhelm in
Mhm.
their lives
Mhm.
and reclaim their empowered identity.
Mhm.
So it's like I have two good ones that I like.
Yeah, I love that one too. I
Yeah.
love that one. So I think the way you would look at it is, you know how when you do the golden message generator, you could do it for you as
Mm-hmm.
the brand leader, you could do it for your brand, and you could also do it for the service that you provide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for the method, for the system,
Mm-hmm.
right? So one of these would, be for you as a person. The other one would
Yeah.
be for your method and the
Yeah.
system.
So the second one is the method formula
Mm-hmm,
because it goes on to say I do this using my whatever system.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's kind of like the method formula.
mm-hmm,
Whereas the first one, my golden message is like you said, the brand leader.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Okay,
mm-hmm,
that's a way of looking at them or
mm-hmm.
distinguishing because they both, I think, express what I'm here to do and who I'm here to help.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Eventually, you could, you could find a way of merging it together because
Yeah.
when you do your video, okay, and you've hooked them,
Mm,
and you've told them what you're going to tell them,
mm-hmm,
you should say hello to the people that are watching for the first time or meeting you for the first time. Hey, by the way, I
mm-hmm.
am this, okay,
Yeah.
and I help this, do
Mm-hmm.
this so that they can, so it's a good practice to have,
Yeah.
and it's actually not a bad, one thing that I always do for my done for you clients also is I want to go to their I help statements and I want to cut it out, okay,
Yeah.
so that can also go out also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's
is
good.
so that's also something that you can work on so that once you've said it once, you can cut it out and then
Mm-hmm.
it can start going around for you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So very good, very good. Overlooked and underserved.
Yeah, that's gonna stay.
Yeah, that's the people.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we're doing for them in the challenge is you want to disrupt overwhelm and reconnect
Yes.
with yourself so that you can dream again.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
And then last week, we were looking at my, I'm a little bit better prepared today. When we were looking at the signature path and all of that, and you showed me, you pointed out
yeah.
how instead of, going through the whole elephant to break down one element.
Mm-hmm,
So I had this one acronym that was about, slow, my method,
mm-hmm,
to disrupt the overwhelm. And then we came to the conclusion, no, just pick the first element, which was stop.
mm-hmm,
And then I could use STOP as the acronym for what we would address
mm-hmm,
during the 5-day challenge.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that was pretty good, but I haven't done any other work on it. But
On
that's
that
kind
one.
of,
Okay.
yeah. So that's
So
where I am in terms of going to the SMART task. That'll be my work this week, I guess,
yes.
because I haven't
So
navigated it, but I did
mhm,
look at the platform
yeah.
and I'm comfortable working with it. It reminds me of Asana.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
Notion.
why don't you maybe share your screen and then we can walk through we can just take one and just
Mhm.
do that together today. Or maybe I could also. Let me see. What's it called? Smart task.
Either way,
Okay, let's do it. I wanna get most something
mhm.
done between
Yeah,
this.
I know you do.
Okay, so let's see what
Oh gosh. Yeah, I finally met a mentor that challenges me, so to speak. It doesn't happen too often.
I
Uh,
know, I
so
know.
I appreciate you.
Oh, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every bit of it, every bit of it. Okay,
Woo.
so let's see. We have okay, craft your challenge promise.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen
Okay.
and let's start with this. So
Yeah,
I
there.
feel extremely okay. So now the question is, so
Oh.
we're
So
going to
what part
start
is
with,
this, the pre-work chat? Where are we? Which one are we on?
so we're in step one.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, we're in step one, and it's craft the promise.
Okay.
Okay. So now the question is, it says, I feel extremely frustrated trying, okay,
Mhm.
whatever,
Uh,
because
mhm.
so now I'm going to be writing in for you. Okay. So what would you say is their frustration right now?
Good question. I don't want to build on.
Could it be
My screens. Yeah, frustrated. Let me try to get my full screen again.
Could it be? I'm thinking, since we're
Mhm.
saying that we want them to
Trying to, I guess for
dream
me, it's
again.
I'm trying to fit in the overwhelm, um, it's a couple of things really. That's why I'm looking at my list. Trying to get noticed at work.
Okay, trying to get noticed at work.
Uh-huh. There's so many. Again, this is where my broad viewpoint is kind of hindering me right now, because it's like trying to get noticed at work or trying to get relief from, it could be too much responsibility at work, or relief from being overwhelmed with running my household and working. I have too many categories that I could fill that in with.
Okay,
But right now it's, it could be noticed at work
okay,
or
okay,
dealing with family members who. So this is where I have more work to do. If I were doing a LinkedIn Live, it would be to get noticed at work without overcommitting yourself.
okay, okay, okay. Let's pause a little bit.
Yeah.
Without what did you say? Without dealing with family, without family members, without getting
Feeling resentful, how to deal with family members who overlook me or whatever,
okay.
without feeling resentful.
Okay, so I've written both of those down.
Okay.
But now the question is, the challenge that we're creating is the challenge that allows them to stop the overwhelm, okay, so that they can dream again, right? So it's not the dream again part yet. The dream again part is is the next level, right?
So then that's where we go to the method statement. It could be reclaim their empowered identity.
Reclaim their empowered identity. Does that sound
like her language? No.
I'm trying to, usually when I hear the statements like that, I try to go layman in my mind and try to see, do I understand? And I think it makes sense. It's a little broad, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
But the question is, if you told me you're trying to help me stop the overwhelm so that I can reclaim my empowered identity.
Right. That's a big hop, huh?
Now, the question I'm going to ask the question I'm going to ask you is, when was the last time, have they ever had an empowered identity? And when was the last time? So if we say you're reclaiming it, It feels
Mhm.
to them as if they had it before and then they lost it.
Right.
Now, it's the truth, because when they were little, most people had some, I can do this, right? But then adulthood changes things and you kind of lose your identity,
Yeah.
along the way. But if you say it that way, I wonder if it would feel too
It's a
foreign
big
for
jump.
them.
It's a big leap for a layman, like you said.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
their language. So stop the overwhelm and I'm looking at my list, and breathe. Yeah.
Okay.
Even it's simple.
Uh-huh.
Stop the overwhelm and I have in my language, move to your heart center, soul, but stop the overwhelm and breathe, or stop the overwhelm and connect to your heart.
Okay. Okay.
Or
I
connect
love,
to your
I
soul.
love, I love so the overarching solution of the challenge
Mhm.
is helping them to stop the overwhelm.
That's the big one. Stop the cycle.
Yeah, stop the overwhelm cycle. Stop the
Mhm.
overwhelm cycle.
Yeah,
Stop the overwhelm cycle.
that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, back to your person that's your previous client.
Mhm.
Would she want to attend that event?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was really what I kind of did in terms of her breakthrough discovery session.
Okay.
That's pretty much what we did
Okay. Okay.
the first
So,
time or two.
very good. So let that be the marketing for this. So now the question is, what is she trying to do?
Mhm.
Okay. In this spot here,
Yeah.
where it says, I feel extremely frustrated trying to
Mhm.
stop.
Really, it's really trying to figure out what to do next. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, they're so overwhelmed, they can't figure out what to do next.
I love that. Okay. And okay, because I feel extremely frustrated trying to figure out what to do next because
Because I'm overwhelmed. Because I'm overwhelmed with, with responsibilities, with deadlines, with demands, with
Okay.
demands that I can't control.
Okay, because overwhelmed at home, at work.
Well, that's the thing. I right now I'm gonna just say I'm overwhelmed with demands or circumstances I can't control,
I can't
because that's what they're thinking in their head,
control.
that you can't control it. That's why you're overwhelmed. You can't even don't know where to start because everything's coming at you, and you're overwhelmed and you're frustrated with it because you're a person who's used to doing things and accomplishing things. But I'm overwhelmed with demands, or I'm overwhelmed with, situations or whatever I can't control. That's the way they're feeling right now.
Okay, so now what you just said now, I just heard you say again, is they're used to being able to accomplish
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most women are, yeah.
So we're bringing back the achiever mindset again.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is actually good, because when you
Mhm.
begin to communicate it, you're used to being able to do this. But
Right.
for some reason
Yes.
you're right now you're overwhelmed.
Yes. Correct.
This is the
That's
challenge
it.
for you.
Correct.
So okay, so that's very good. Okay. Situations beyond
That's
their
good.
control.
Or beyond my control.
Okay, beyond my
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what's going on in that head.
Very good. Okay, very good, very good. All right, so we have that done. And okay, so next step there would be, okay, I feel extremely fun. Okay, okay, I feel extremely fun trying to lose weight because, okay, very good. How can you jumpstart them with something they've never tried before? Okay, so that's the next question.
So now, would this be used in my content, like my content leading up to the challenge?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes.
So I'm going back again to the work that we did.
Mhm.
Well, this is where I came in with my framework.
Mhm.
I have the framework.
Mhm.
So in terms of the big picture, I have this, 6-step system of rediscovery and self-renewal.
Mhm.
But I know that's too big. That
Mhm.
enables you to become the best version of yourself. And
Mhm.
in the first step of that, you reconnect with yourself.
Mhm.
And that's where you take it slow,
Mhm.
stop, listen, observe, write, which involves breathing and moving. So when you ask the question, what have they not done before?
Mhm.
It may not necessarily be what they haven't done before, but it's probably what they have not been able to do lately.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, when you're overwhelmed, you know how to do those things, but you're so overwhelmed, you stop practicing some of those things. And,
Mhm.
or there is no one to, what's the word? Jumpstart you to say,
Mhm.
hey, wait a minute, you know how to, you know what works for you. Go
Mhm.
somewhere, go journal for 15 minutes. You're
Mhm.
so into it at work, you forget to go outside and take that walk, even though you need it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Or go sit in the car and pray. It's like they've just lost connection with that. So
Very good.
I don't know if it's anything they haven't done before.
Okay. So,
Um,
so here are 3 things that you're going to break what you just said now,
mhm,
and what you're going to be doing in the challenge. Here
mhm,
are the 3 things that you're going to just to brainstorm on
okay,
what you're going to do in this challenge with
mhm,
them. You want to create you want them to have an aha moment.
mhm,
Okay. You want them to have I never tried that. Let me
right.
check it out. Okay, I've never tried that. Okay, and then the first step.
Mhm,
Okay, wow. And then the desired reaction, that you want from the aha moment is this.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, from the first step, you want them to have, wow, I can do that.
Mhm,
Okay, this is easy. How come I never thought of that?
mhm,
Okay, so I want you to have
mhm,
uh, some of those, here, so you
yes.
see this right here, this example right here.
Mhm,
Okay. So you're going to just go in there and you're going to say, your first aha moments that you want them to do is to do this. Okay.
yes.
And so you're gonna just you just copy,
Mhm,
paste it on the bottom
mhm,
here, and then start working
yeah.
on yours. You get the idea?
Oh, definitely. What I look at, and often what makes me kind of, I don't know, bummed with myself, is that the examples that we have are always what I call tangible things.
Mhm.
Whereas when you're talking about someone and their emotions and feelings and behaviors, it doesn't lend itself the same way. But I guess it kind of reminds me of what Claudia just shared. I got to go back and maybe do my research
Mhm.
and put on my hat as thought leader and learn how to make some of these strategies into fun things, give them names or give it a brand or something.
Mhm.
Um,
So let's just brainstorm that for a moment.
yeah,
You actually just said it. Okay. You gave me a few examples. The
mhm,
example you said, that I remember is just sit down and go to the bathroom and pray or something like
right.
that.
Yeah,
Go to the car and just have a moment.
yeah.
Right. That is you giving them an example of an action that they can take to
Right.
solve the overwhelm instantly, when it
Yes.
happens. But the process of them actually taking that pause could
Mm-hmm.
be labeled as your power hour, something like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Get your
Mm-hmm.
power hour. I'm going to
Right.
give you and I'm making this up as we go,
No,
right?
that's good.
So you call that, this is my power hour framework or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Okay, where, and I'm going to explain that to you. What you do is you find an action that you can do immediately after, you know, instead of going down, take your power and then you do this, you know.
Yeah.
So it's but you're not telling them the action of what they are going to do yet. You're just giving them an aha moment that, you know, actually you don't need to lose your cool because of the situation. You can actually breathe.
Yeah.
Okay. This lady, what's her name? Mel Robbins, you know?
Yeah,
Mel?
yeah.
You know, she talks about the 3-2-1 system, something like that.
Yes.
You know, and that's her TED talk, you know. She
Yes,
talks about
yes.
just the 3-2-1, just the fact that she's saying, you know, you can actually just pause and say, count down 3-2-1.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's similar to the concept that you're going to be giving them as an aha, you know, where they're like, oh, that's so easy. I can do that. Okay.
I'm
But
glad you
you're not
mentioned
giving
that.
them the step-by-step yet. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be the challenge for me, to be able to share it, but not give the information at that level. She's been coming up on when I rank my videos, I'm starting to parallel with her. And it came to me that I need to maybe look at her videos and some of her work as inspiration, so to speak. And so that's an idea that you just kind of confirmed for me.
Yeah, because a lot of the times, you know, there was a time I used to listen to Mel Robbins all the time.
Yeah.
But right now, I listen to her for research, you know, in my world. I don't need her message. I mean, she still says a lot of things that I still learn a lot from. But I remember the time that I would take every single thing she's saying, like, wow, you know, because I needed the framework she was teaching. Right. So I think you should look at it that way also. You know, when you begin to look at some people, you know, that are and maybe some parallel audience right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you just confirmed that.
Yeah. And the fact that many of your ideal audience are not, they'll prefer to come to you. Correct. Because you know, it's easier for you, just the same way you and I are, you know, you're my clients right now, you know, and the kind of the thing that I'm doing for you, someone much higher than me can do it, you know, but because I'm closer to you, you know, it's easier to work, right? You know, so that's the same way you should look at it in your messaging. So I love this. I love what we've done today. But please go in to start with step 1, and when you're done with any step, you can actually come in here and just do at my name, right? Okay. And so that I can see, I believe it's going to send me an email, something like that. So that I can see what progress you're doing, and so that by next week, I would love to have the messaging of your challenge, so that you know you can easily start to hint on it as you're doing your work and your video. When is the next video? My next client is here. I'm gonna bring her in.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't decided. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing, the last thing I guess I'll ask. I know from another coaching community, the person who's the leader often she uses live, but what she does is she sometimes pre-records them and then broadcasts them. And so, and I know that's a possible strategy sometimes too. So I'm thinking of maybe also experimenting with that as well. My question though was, if I did that, am I able to sit in the studio while it's broadcasting?
Yes.
And monitor comments?
Yes. So the way on YouTube, you can set it as a premiere and just now do the Facebook used to have something that you could do that, you know, but not anymore.
Okay.
Except you know, any video that you post, you can stay there and say, hey guys, in the comments, I'm right here in the comment section, and I'm able to
Mhm.
answer. Now that's one. The other thing is I know a tool, but it's another payment. Okay,
Right.
which it's another pain.
Yeah.
So I know a tool. One of the streaming softwares that I use is called Restream. If you click on it, you can actually pre-schedule your live stream and be as if you're there, right? I don't know if StreamYard does that.
Yeah, I can do that on Yardstream, I think too. I think I can. I know I can stream it as live, even if I've recorded it. But I haven't played around with it to see if the commenting is live. But I will check on it and see.
Check that, yeah.
Because I think I might go into a variety of those.
It's good. It's good to try.
With my health goals I've set for myself.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I could just go to town and make videos.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy. I can stream them when I want, and I can be there live to comment as it suits me. Yes. And it would allow me to be more productive, and it would also allow me to play around with my different /audience message kind of thing that I'm going through right now with my research. And move me further along. So that's just something I wanted to share honestly as a student, and we can talk about.
I love that, and it's good to do that. However, don't forget the level of, at this point we need interaction, even just one, okay? Even just one. Right. So but that's what you're trying to achieve by staying in the comment area and talking to people, right? So but I just don't want to move away again to serious production, where you're spending, because it takes hours,
I don't feel, I'm not going to ever do that. I'm not going to do it. I don't feel like it. So whatever it is, I'm going to just make the messages and do them, and I'll do them. I'll stream them. I'll do them live, or I'll do it and stream it, as if it's live. I'm not going to go into that until I have some type of market audience. Absolutely. And I'm making income. I'm not going to do that.
Beautiful. Awesome.
So I'll be perfectly imperfect, and do it live or stream.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
So
hi, Anu.
Have a great day.